Marshal Earhart, 80th Siege Regiment Krieg, record for Crusade Archivum, Filtraxis Theater. We are on board a Dauntless-class light cruiser, designation Ferrum Aeternum. We were en route between war zones as a part of the Filtraxis Reclamation Fleet, operating along the Tau front in Segmentum Ultima. We have deduced that we have experienced a premature warp ejection following an unknown phenomenon. Astropathic choirs, the navigator skills, nor any other method devised by either I or Captain Horatius gives any indication as to our precise location. The navigator has also informed us of a general and localized warp storm that impedes our exit from this system, of which we have no record. Whether this is an effect of this warp storm that has simply persisted, or otherwise, is, at this time, unknown. Long-range Auspex scans designate this world as a human colony, isolated from the Imperium at large and seemingly dominated by Xenos filth. Tau architecture scars the planet's surface. Their drones hover over our kin, like vultures. Their doctrine of the greater good festers in the minds of the weak. They believe that this world is theirs. They are mistaken. The Emperor wills this ground reclaimed. Scans also reveal a small flotilla of several vessels in high orbit above the planet. Not enough to cause a threat to the Emperor's honored war fleet, but enough to give Captain Horatius and his single vessel pause. We have silently maneuvered behind the only moon and are using it to mask our presence. Resources have been allocated, and plans have been drafted. No troop carrier nor supply barge ejected with us. As such, we have only the soldiers and resources allocated during warp transits, and whatever can be scavenged on planet, which we have designated as Volaus Majoris. This does not mean that we are without options. Several thousand corpsmen, as well as a small contingent of tech priests and their retinues are on board. I trust that their expertise will be invaluable. Also with us is a squad from the Imperial Fist's 9th Company. Lieutenant Solros Torok commands a cadre of his wardens. Masters of defense and heavy firepower, their presence will be a fortress unto itself. Also on board are a squad of space wolves. Wolfguard battle leader Yegrin Ulfbert and his pack. Ferocious, savage, keen-eyed. His gaze betrays his cunning. Information about the planet must be obtained. The planet reclaimed the Emperor's name, and the Xenos purged. However, as Wolfguard Ulfbert swiftly pointed out, such objectives cannot be achieved with the standard applications of warfare at this time. Void dominance cannot be achieved, nor can an orthodox ground war be conducted. Therefore, rapid strike teams will be swiftly inserted using Valkyries. One such team has already made contact with several individuals. One's Dr. Tigan, Chief Shen, and most interestingly of all, one Guardsman Bradford, who claims to have served in the Astra Militarum. This group has established a resistance network to Tau occupation, which was revealed to be a relatively recent phenomenon. We have enlisted their aid in purging the world of the Xenos taint and returning this world to the Imperium. They have identified a target which they claim is of immense importance and is of the highest priority. Adeptus Astartes forces are submitting their own squads for other missions in conjunction. Operation Gatecrasher begins at 0600. Mission itinerary is as follows. Planetfall, the elimination of Xenos patrols, the destruction of a seemingly important monument to enemy morale, and the establishment of a forward bastion. Krieg does not retreat. The fists do not break, and the wolves do not cease their hunt. This world is claimed in the name of Holy Terra, and in his name we shall succeed. The Emperor's will be done.
Initial contact with Xenos shortly after insertion. We advanced an aggressive line of reconnaissance along the South Central Plaza. Enemy presence confirmed. 3 Tau warriors speaking near main objective. The squad split. One is headed to a nearby balcony to secure high ground overwatch. Enemy presence stationed around Xeno Monument. A structure glorifying cross-species alliance. Objective confirmed. Structure designated for demolition. Enemy unaware of Imperial presence. Additional infantry with Tau officer observed. No heavy weapon profile detected. Final position achieved without detection. First shots claimed by Imperial forces, as did First Blood. Initial volley eliminated one Xeno instantly. The remaining hostiles were then disoriented and scattered. Engagement proceeded as planned. Fire discipline maintained. All targets neutralized, an opening encounter. Immediate Xeno's response lacking. No further ordnance was required to deal with hostiles. Civilian presence fled, but did not seem to alert the Xenos of our presence. Advance on target initiated. Monument approached for targeted demolition. Enemy reinforcements engaged the officer and his attached unit. Infantry were repositioned, seeking to counter their flanking maneuver. Squad seeking to reinforce, seeking suppressive firing positions, rapidly advancing in the face of enemy aggression. Forward firing platforms proved effective in halting Tau envelopment. In response to Imperial aggression, one of the Xenos officers deployed drones. Imperial infantry noted one firing platform, one shield drone. Shield drone was deployed by officer in a cowardly attempt to protect himself. An attempt that inevitably failed. The Imperial element was then engaged by Tau forces, to little to no effect. No effective hits recorded to Imperial infantry. Their armament was as meaningless as their heretic monument. All hostile fire was evaded or deflected. Flak grenades were then deployed, one enemy neutralized, morale disruption observed. A second grenade eliminated both drones, shield collapsed. The Xeno officer was exposed. Pushing the initiative, we advanced aggressively. Remaining infantry were eliminated. Enemy officer remained last and attempted counterfire. Was neutralized shortly thereafter and left in the mud and fire. Objective area was seen as secured. The melter charge was planted on the Xeno's monument. Imperial elements withdrew to safe radius. Monument confirmed obliterated. No resistance encountered during exfiltration. Enemy response window exceeded. Operation Gatecrasher succeeded on all fronts and by all measures. Transport arrived as planned. Extraction completed. Total enemy dead. 6 infantry. 2 drones. Imperial casualties, 0. I am pleased to report that objective integrity was at 100%. Xeno's forces have demonstrated their worth, and it has been found lacking. Reintegration to forward bastion K-12 complete. Reassignment is currently pending. We have proven the Emperor's will this day, and the Xenos will know now that we show them no quarter. Let them see the Soothsayer's prowess in the fires of their monument to heresy. Let the Xenos count their ashes, for we have already counted their dead.